Well, a little while ago, we brought Kris Sims in to tell you all about Victory Gardens. Our survivalism series continues on the weekend. If you didn't have a chance to see it, it was all about minting your own coin. Some people just thinking governments are printing too much money. The dollar, be it the Canadian or the American dollar, well, the American dollar especially, not worth the paper it's printed on. They're turning to minting their own coins. Kris Sims joins us now in the Ottawa newsroom, or here in studio. Kris, minting your own coin, this sounds pretty extreme.
Yeah, it is, definitely. In Canada, it's hard to say who's doing this. But in the United States, for example, Ron Paul, might have heard of him, he's a congressman also running for Republican leadership, wants to change the Legal Tender Act to allow independent mints to make their own coin. So the Baseball Hall of Fame or Brian Lilly's mint or whomever, if you've been tested for as far as your metal purity goes, you could mint your own coin. I could
make my own coin.
That's right.
And what I found fascinating is that now, I pull out quarters or loonies or whatever. There's not a whole lot of silver or gold in them. No. But before what year? There used to be a significant amount, and that money's worth a lot more now?
Absolutely. There's three separate things here. There's the whole fiat currency, which means not connected to anything fiat, let it be. So there's that. It's not connected to gold anymore. And then there's also this issue of survivalism. Okay, it has hit the fan. What do you use for money? And so survivalists are going back to 1966 and prior and collecting dimes and quarters along with half dollars and dollar coins, which contain 80% silver and 20% copper. So altogether, considering the price of copper nowadays, that's a wholly precious metal that's minted, it's right on the date, and they're thinking it could be a dependable example of hard currency. And the way that the coin seller explained it to me is, you take a quarter made in 1966, back then it bought you a Coke and a bag of chips. Take that same quarter now, it would still buy you a Coke and a bag of chips.
If you melted it down.
Because it's the silver amount. No, if you sold it to a dealer, it's worth $4, more than $4.
A quarter's worth $4.
Absolutely.
A Canadian quarter or American?
Canadian or American.
Okay,
as long as it's prior to 1966.
Because they had silver and copper in them.
That's right.
All right, and I remember Ron Paul, during one of the many Republican debates, saying they were talking about the price of gas and what could you get it at, and he said, I can buy you a gallon of gas with a silver dime, because a silver dime is worth $3 and I forget how many cents, and that was more than the price of the gallon of gas.
Absolutely, and to take that further, there are some gas stations that are purposefully asking for pre-1966 silver, meaning junk silver, dimes and quarters, and also Back Home Backwoods magazine, it's an American magazine, they ask specifically for old silver because frankly, they're gathering it too, because they're worried about it as well. The point is that this coin collector said is a quarter minted today buys you nothing. A quarter minted in 1966, doesn't matter if it's scratched all to heck. It's still worth that much because it's containing silver.
All right, so we've seen the price of gold go through the roof. It is, what, about $1,600 to $1,800 an ounce. I haven't looked at the price lately, but Scotiabank is one of the biggest sellers of gold in the world, apparently. I only found out this recently, probably from your article. But you don't need to have $1,800 to buy gold. You can go on a Scotia Makata gold round bar, 5 grams, just under $300. So you don't need to be spending $2,000 to start buying this. Silver you can buy from $30, you can start buying their coins. So it's more affordable than it seems.
Absolutely, and you can start slowly. I mean, I'm not speaking from experience, it's just my own reading that I've done on this. And all of these gentlemen that I've been speaking with says it's a good idea to protect the money that you have by backing it up yourself with silver and gold. They say if the government won't do it with the currency, you better start doing it with your own investments. So if you have some savings, if you have this, if you have that, they say, I'm not advising them, but they say, get some hard precious metals, either silver or gold, and back it up. And yes, the Canadian's maple leaf, which is a gold bullion, is one of the best sellers. And if you phone an American dealer, they'll even suggest to you, oh, we have some good Canadian product in stock. They don't know where you're calling from. It's very interesting to see.
Canadian gold coins among some of the best. So the Mint, by the way, has released a new coin today, and it is to honor our fallen soldiers. Well, unfortunately, it's called about the coin of the Highway of Heroes. There's the coin now. We just lost another soldier who will be going down the Highway of Heroes. That is Master Corporal
Byron Greff, yeah.
Byron Greff.
And so he's going to be landing in Trenton tomorrow. We're guessing at about 2:30 in the afternoon, and going down the Highway of Heroes. For those who don't know, it's between Trenton and, of course, the coroner's office.
The coroner's office in Toronto. And so it's a $10 silver coin they've released. It sells for $69.95. $20 goes to support Canadian Military Families Fund. Not a bad way.
Wow, that's an excellent way to round it out.
Not a bad donation at all. Good way to help our troops. Kris Sims, thanks so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
All right. More tips from Kris Sims. Watch for incoming weekends in Sun Media newspapers across Canada. Stick around. We're not done yet.